How to be more present. In this video, I'm going to talk about presence, being in the moment, and I'll share with you 3 different techniques that can help you become more present. But before we get into that, I'd like to mention something quite important. Because presence and being in the moment has been commercialized so much, or has been passed around through literature or through videos like myself speaking about it, the way we perceive these forms of communication is we formulate an idea and we then hold on to that idea, or we put that idea onto a pedestal. And that's exactly what presence is not. It's not an idea. The moment is not an idea, okay? Ideas are just vehicles we use to communicate. So presence is essentially that which is beyond ideas, okay? So some individuals, they message me on Instagram and they ask me different questions such as, how can I be more present in my everyday life? Like when I sit at home and I meditate, I find it very easy to come back to myself and be present, be aware of the situation, observe the observer, be in the moment, and all these different terms that people use, okay? But when I wake up in the morning and go to work, I get sucked into the routine and I lose that presence. You see, presence isn't something that can be switched on or off. We've got to understand this. Most likely right now, as you are listening to this, you are present. You can't not listen to this if you are not present, okay? Presence is not an idea. We don't have to observe ourselves and say, you know what, I am present now, okay, good, now we can go ahead with the matter. No. Presence is the preliminary activity, if it is an activity, that's taking place before any other activity. So when you wake up in the morning and you get into your daily routine and you walk to work or drive to work and you sit on the computer and type away, presence is behind that already. And if we really observe this closely, we can see that there is no such thing as being without presence. There's no such thing as being without awareness, being without that moment, okay? All there is a subscription to, apart from this channel obviously, is a subscription to the ideas that fly through our heads, the ideas that fly through our mind. These ideas are linked to a timeline. Do excuse the noise in the background, stay present. So these ideas are linked to a timeline of yesterday, and so when we think about the scenarios of yesterday, what is happening right now is still happening, but it feels more blurred, okay? The reason why we struggle to be more present is because we are trying to be present, and it's not an activity that you do. When you meditate, the purpose of meditation, you can say, is to bring ourselves back into the presence and into the moment. When you meditate, in the beginning, yes, you sit down and you do the meditation. It seems as though it's an activity that you take part in. But what happens is that as you continue and progress, you realize that when you sit down and do the thing, the meditation thing, you meditate. When you get up, you're meditating. When you go to the toilet, you meditate. When you eat your breakfast, you meditate. When you take a walk, you meditate. All of it is a meditation, okay? This we could call being meditative, right? So instead of trying to be meditative, be meditative, right? Now, I will get into the techniques. There are 3 techniques that have helped me, okay? The first is very simple, okay? The first is to realize that all there is what there is now, okay? This is perhaps an idea that you are familiar with, but wherever you find yourself, wherever you are, realize that that is all there is, okay? All there is right now. There is no yesterday. Yesterday is just an image in the mind now. It's just a memory. There's no such thing. There's no tomorrow. Tomorrow is also perhaps an image in the mind, okay? There is a certainty that there will be tomorrow, okay? But there isn't a certainty that will be tomorrow. You never know, you know? All there is now. And so let's be here now, okay? And then understand what sort of thoughts come into the mind to stop you from being here now. Look at it, observe it, okay? And even when there is a thought, that thought is here now. If we entangle ourselves with the thought and we value this thought, we agree or disagree with this thought, we are the thought. We are identified with the thought. So let's not identify with the thoughts and what comes through our mind. Let's be here now, okay? Now, the second technique is meditation, okay? In the beginning, as I mentioned, it's a practice, right? But find yourself a time. It doesn't have to be 10 hours of meditation a day, no. It could just be literally 2 minutes. Because like I said, meditation is to be meditative. You don't need to be sat down breathing and closing your eyes in a lotus position with your back straight to be meditative. We are meditative now. You can be meditative now. Okay? Now the third, and I think this is a more personalized one, and I believe it's quite powerful, it's helped me a lot, is whenever there is a sensation, whether I feel tired, I feel energetic, I feel happy, I feel sad, in every instance, I like to take a step back and ask myself, who is it that is tired? Who is it that is speaking right now? Who is it that is upset? Who is it that is happy and ecstatic? Okay? When you sincerely ask yourself this question and observe, okay, it kind of creates this distance between the thoughts and the matters that takes place within our mind that we easily identify with and that which is present, okay? So we have no option but to always be present. We can't actually go out of our way to be present. Present isn't a doing, isn't a action. Presence is what is. It is just that sometimes it gets tainted with some mud. It is just that maybe it gets covered up by a thought or whatever. Okay? So watch where you identify yourself or what you identify yourself with. The less you identify yourself with the body and the contents of the body, the contents of the mind, the more easy it becomes to be more present. Okay? I hope this video really helps. I want you to share with me your suggestion of what helps you become more present. Because along this journey, for sure you have probably developed, once again, do excuse the sirens. I live right next to a hospital, which is why there's constantly sirens and all these light noises, but we are present. We don't have to succumb to the noise. So, as mentioned, do share with me what technique, what personalized thing that you do that helps you become more present. Do you pray? Do you draw? Do you sing? I don't know. Tell me, I'd love to hear about you. And aside from that, thank you so much. If you want to see more, go straight to my Instagram, at The Spiritual Walks. I post there daily. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.